Hi, everybody, and welcome to Just Saying. It is November 18th, 2013, and I am joined here tonight, as I am almost every Monday night, by my lovely co-host, Mary Gasparo, author and speaker. Hi, Mary.
Oh, yeah. Extraordinaire, right?
Extraordinaire.
Hello, Kim. How are you?
Oh, I'm lovely.
Well, that's good. Have you recouped from my visit?
No. It needed to be longer.
What?
It needed to be longer.
That's true. That's true. When you think about travel time, you know, it was like 2.5 days. But we made the most of it.
Yeah.
I was on Title Show the other night, and he said, what'd you do when you were in Texas? I said, I went to Sonic. First thing I said to my husband when I got home, he goes, you have a good time? I said, I went to Sonic. And he's like, yeah. But,
hey, you liked it.
It was fun. Yeah, I did. I liked it a lot. And I think out of everything, the best time was Sunday when we were hanging out at your shop.
Yeah, poor Mary. I think she had whiplash getting on the airplane after that day.
Oh, that was nasty. Even Monday when I stopped back. If I come back other than just to see you guys, it's to do an investigation at your shop. I've never seen anything like it, and I've been to some pretty good spots, but that was... Anybody who sits in a chair and in less than 5 minutes they're asleep, there's something wrong. And I had a good night's sleep. I really did. And it's not like Lori had me running all over creation. She did, but my butt was in the front seat of her car. And every time I sat down, it was like something came and drained me totally. And when I went outside, I was fine.
But then when you were sitting there, you kept thinking someone was behind you, the car doors shutting, the cars pulling up, and there was no one there.
Well, that was Sunday.
Yeah?
I mean, it sounded like, in my neck of the woods, Christmas Eve traffic going to the mall, pulling up out in front of your shop. And you turn around and you look, and there's nothing there.
Yep.
That was crazy. So, I have not taken my little chip out of my trap cam yet. I was going to do it last night, but I did the other pictures first. And I'm anxious to see if we got Mr. O there in the storage room.
Or Ann, or the other guy.
Whoever.
We don't know the other guy yet.
I don't know, but it's kind of creepy when you're sitting there and the door opens up and closes.
Yeah, they have their own agendas.
Yes, they do. So
I must tell you, the one lady, my Herbal Solutions lady, the one who showed up as the dead biker,
right?
She told me to apologize to you. She said you were so cute, and she really wanted to come back Saturday night or come in Sunday, but her RA flared up so bad she's been in bed until this morning.
Is she on Facebook? I'll have to look her up. I think she is. I'll have to find her because both of them were very, very nice. Everybody was nice at the conference, and it's one thing. I was telling Title, and I was also telling a couple of the guys at work. The guys there are so much more different than the guys here, because getting on and off the plane, those Texas guys, here ma'am, let me take your bag. I'll put it up in the storage, little storage compartment up there. And I mean, as soon as I got on the plane in Dallas to head back to Philadelphia, the guys are like shoving you on the plane. I said, there's Philadelphia guys for you. Totally different. They were gentlemen, very nice to talk to. Totally different than here.
That's because their mamas will beat them senseless if they don't show some respect.
Then I hear Eric say something in the background there.
Yeah, he said that's no shit.
Yeah, really. No, it was totally different. So I really, really appreciated the hospitality that was given to me out there. So we have a really cool show planned tonight.
Do we now?
Yes, we do.
Do tell.
Well, normally one of the guests that we have on, we always bring her on to do photo scrying, but tonight she's going to be on a little bit differently. We have Robyne Marie on tonight with us, and joining us is Victoria Rosancrans, and they're here to talk about this new, exciting shop they're going to be opening up. Welcome to the show tonight.
Thank you.
Hello there.
I know it seems so different having you on without sending you pictures ahead of time.
I know.
So, you see, people are going to get a chance to see tonight how multifaceted you are.
Yes.
Ooh.
But we can still have these.
Oh, you are so wrong.
Look at it. Too funny. Are they the chocolate ones?
Yes.
They are chocolate. Yes.
Victoria, if she opens one of those up and starts eating during the show.
I had one before we came on.
you know, Kim, I didn't want to say anything, but the camera was kind of glistening on her chest a little bit. Must have been a little bit of that sugar dropped on.
Yeah.
So, where do we begin here? I mean, what's going on with you two? What do you got going? I know you have the shop that you're going to tell us about us.
We have wonderful news to tell everybody.
Do tell.
Well, it sort of started, Robyne came to town back in October. She came and did a wonderful event for my teen club, my paranormal club, and when she was in the town of Sunbury, where this new shop's going to be, and Robyne sort of like homed in on this property that was right there, and the sign said for lease, for rent, and Robyne, the wheels started turning, and she's like, oh my gosh, this is so perfect, I could put my shop here, oh, this is so perfect, and I said, not so fast, because we had already had things in the works with the other person, Sherry Ernest, who is also going to be in with Indigo Light, and so sort of Robyne was there for the weekend, and then the conversation started. Robyne contacted Sherry and asked some questions, and then it just sort of snowballed from there. And we got together, we talked about each person's what each person can bring to the table, each person's ability, what services we could offer, and it just seemed like a really good match and a one-stop shop, so to speak. So that's sort of how it came about. We're all very excited about it. I think it's going to be great for the town. Everyone's a buzz about it, so they're excited. So, yeah.
So it all came about a little bit magically, because as Victoria was saying, I just happened to be down in the town for my first time, and I parked right in front of this store, and I just fell in love with the way that the front of the store looked. And this will be my fifth venture. I've had other stores and shops, of course, coast to coast. So now I will have it here, which is a very good reason why I had come to Pennsylvania. I have a lot of film business and some TV things that are going on here, so that was another draw as well. So because my movie Ghosts of Fire, centered around Centralia and all of that, the shop is not too close, not too far off from where that is. So the area kind of all tied in with it. So, in talking to the ladies, it just happened to be that they had the other pieces that I always incorporate into my centers that I've had before. Reiki masters, Reiki teachers, crystals, stones and all of that. So they have the other pieces that I very much needed.
Awesome. So, is this going to be set up like a normal shop, like at 9 to 5, or is it going to be like appointment only? How's this going to run?
The shop will have hours, because basically what happens, we have two parts to this. So the first part is the front section, which is merchandise, crystals and minerals, and Robyne will have her product. I have my own line of cleansing sprays and things, books, etc. that we'll be selling. So the storefront will have its set hours. We're still working on that because Sherry also does readings, and Reiki. So we're still working around that. And then of course, then
then the other two sections has a room for Victoria for Reiki, and Sherry will be doing that as well. And the center section is for classes, so it's a great big classroom size facility. And then off to the side, I have holistic life coaching sessions. So we're getting into more therapeutic type services that will be offered, as well as my ministries. So we'll be hosting weddings there, baby namings, christenings, all of those types of things, as well as a lot of community projects that will be coming in. That, Victoria's very big working with the community down there, and we're all on the Chamber of Commerce now. So we hope to have things like high risk youth programs that will be coming in, and and other things maybe Victoria can tell you more.
Yeah, like Robyne said, we're part of the chamber. I've been for a while, and they're excited to have Sherry and Robyne coming on with the chamber. So, they'll be there to do our ribbon cutting, but we'll have opportunity to have like after hours events there with the Chamber of Commerce to come in, and they're very excited to see what we're doing. Like Robyne mentioned, the at-risk youth, I spoke previously on the show about my teen club that I have, but I'm also on the United Way. We have 6 priorities for impact that we focus on, at-risk youth being one of them. So what I would like to see is our center be an outreach in a safe place. So I would really like to get into offering some, a place for people to come, and I'd really like to offer some training on bullying and things like that, or bring a program in and have the community come in and us be able to help them through that process. It's very much needed in our community. A lot of issues with our schools and our community, so I'm very excited to be able to have a space that people can come and feel safe to come and talk about those things. So that'll be a project I'll be working on. So
now this where it's located. This is a town that you're from, correct?
Yeah, I was there. I actually live like 2 minutes away over in Northumberland, Pennsylvania. But yeah, Sunbury, Pennsylvania is the town that the shop is in. Yes.
Okay. So this area is kind of used to the kind of work that you do. It's not like, some towns you go in and they're like, what's that? Is this going to cause problems in our area?
No.
So they're welcome?
Oh, yeah, and I think, because I had my previous shop a year ago, unfortunately it didn't work because of a business partner issue. However, there are other people in the area. We don't have much, there's going to be much competition. There's 1 or 2 other places that, but they're not going to offer
There isn't anything like this. This is a whole center.
Right.
So it's not just a shop.
Yeah.
Right.
So we're very much out of that league, so to speak. As far as the community, because I do they're familiar with, because I'm very much involved in everything in the community. I'm involved in the historic district. I sit on several committees in that town. I'm a Rotarian in that town, and the community knows who I am, and also with the paranormal things that I do, the ghost hunts, and with
the city. Yeah, and the city has a history. People come from all over to see all of the paranormal programs and activities and boat rides that Victoria takes people out on, and ghost hunts, and the youth, ghost program, and all of that, paranormal leagues. And there's a lot of things that go back in the history of that. And of course, the center is right next to the historic Edison Hotel. Very, very haunted location. So they're very comfortable with all of that.
Right. Well, speaking of some of the things that you do, Victoria, I've been keeping an eye on Facebook, and every time I turn around, you've got another event going on. Right. The last one you just did, the wine trolley tour. Right. If I didn't have to work, I would have definitely gone on that one. That looked like it was a lot of fun.
We had a blast yesterday. It was much needed for me. It was nice to be on there with the public, and we had a great time. It was a great group of people. Afterwards, they had dinner, and then we did a ghost hunt in the Penn's Tavern. Robyne's familiar there. She's doing another event and show there coming up here in December. and the spirits were very cooperative, so it was great. So they got their money's worth, so they were very excited. Actually, I had a phone call today from somebody that was on that trip saying, when's the next one? So
yeah, we'll be doing a lot of these things.
Yeah, so they're ready for the next tour. So it's been,
kind of give me a heads up when you do another one of those, because
I know.
I really want to. I'm sorry I missed that, but I had just taken 2 long weekends off almost back to back, and it was really tough to get those days off. So if I know ahead of time, I can kind of squeeze some time, because it looked like a lot of fun.
I have a question. Being the non-regional one, I have to back up and ask a question. What is a baby naming?
A baby naming?
Yes.
Well, not everyone is Christian, so they're not going to have a baptizing. So it's just giving the name as, a Christian would have a christening, and we give the name at that time. Well, not everybody's from that practice, so this would be kind of a ritual type ceremony that you have, and it's the same thing that we would do as far as a christening would be, without the Christian piece of it.
Okay, because I've never heard of it.
Me neither.
Well, you've heard of naming a baby?
Yes, not what she just asked.
Yeah, naming a baby. People go, you're pregnant. What are you going to name it? I'm naming it this. That's...
Oh, no. When the baby's born.
No, seriously, I've never heard of this. I mean, I've never been christened or baptized, but I've never heard of a baby naming. I had to ask.
Okay,
that's fine. I'd like to move a little bit away, but still kind of follow with your shop. You have the word indigo in there. Is an indigo children?
No.
Well, I'm almost saying goodbye. I did all this research on indigo children.
That's what you get for changing my subject.
Indigo children.
No, but I didn't, when you mentioned that, I thought perhaps you were going to work with children that have abilities.
We will. I will be, most definitely, as far as development and all of that. And I'll be, offering the classes and such, all through every week. We'll have something going on. But, no, it wasn't named after that. Indigo is just, it's a spiritual color and all of that, and it ties in with Reiki in particular, and holistic practices. So it's a wonderful color.
Yes, it is.
And we like purple. So
actually, I'm telling you, it's a black cup. my blues are extra blue, and my blacks always come up blue purple for some reason. Well, I have to bring up the topic of indigo children, since you're going to be working with them, and I did a lot of research on it. And I did a little bit, but I thought perhaps you were at some point, Robin, you were going to be working with children and trying to bring out.
Yes, but there's crystalline children as well, and children that fall into many different categories around that. So,
well, I read a short article earlier, which kind of disturbed me, because I would have considered myself as a child an indigo child. Now I'm grown up. I'm an adult. At least I acted. Well,
Who said?
I'm an adult, but I'm still a kid at heart. And I read that there's this psychologist. I don't know if you've ever heard of him, Russell Barkley, and he claims that there's no such thing as an indigo child. That this is nothing but a scam, and that it's made up. And
a scam for what purpose?
Well, they think because there's no medical term, and there's no scientific term for what these children can do. So therefore, because they can't put a label on it, they're saying that these kids are making all this stuff up.
No, in fact, quite particularly children that have disabilities fall in the category of indigo, and that being a difference between crystalline and indigo. So many of them have learning disabilities and an array of different types of disabilities, which create an ability to open themselves up more to a very sensitive vibration that comes through the atmosphere. So, we're blending the scientific with the spiritual as well as getting into the medical aspect of it.
Right. Yeah, I read that too about, a lot of children with learning disabilities, in fact, have a lot of other traits, and maybe they're not as troubled as most people are terming them because they have these special abilities. Today, thank God,
they're unique.
Exactly. Thank God today there's people like yourselves out there that understand this and are willing to work with these children. So I just wanted to bring that up.
Yeah. Well, I work in an autistic classroom every day. And it's, the little guy that I work with, definitely some of the conversations that we have, and he's higher functioning autism, but I like, it's almost like I refer to it as like a lucid moment where Jason will sit with me and just have some really in-depth spiritual conversation. At my other shop that I had a young man that was coming in, and he was coming in for Reiki. He was diagnosed ADHD. The school didn't know what to do with him, on and on and on. He started coming for Reiki, and, it was really beneficial to him. We started to see some behavior change, also getting him into, with crystals and things like that. So, I have several children that I'm excited for Robyne to meet that are on my paranormal team, because they definitely need Robyne.
I've met some, and I've read some of them, and they're wonderful.
Yeah, but I have a few that have some really great ability, and I'm excited for them to meet Robyne and Robyne to work with them and help them enhance that and understand it. I think that's the biggest thing, is to understand that ability, because they get scared. They don't, and I have one who's just an amazing young lady, and very sensitive. So I'm excited for Robyne to work with her. I think that'll be great for her.
When Dinah and I were writing Animals Impacting the World, we had interviewed quite a few parents of children who are autistic. And it's amazing how in tune they are with animals. There's two individuals that I know that talk about animal communicating. They communicate better with animals than most people that I know. It's just the way that they are, and animals seem to stick to them too. Two of the stories that's in the book has to do with two autistic children, and it amazes me how they use their gifts in that direction. So
just children in general are able to communicate with animals much easier, and I attest that to being that a child's mind is very pure and very uncluttered, and as we get older and we have such an abundance of information in us, it's difficult to tap into things that are so simple as an uncluttered animal mind, and so children are able to connect in that aspect.
Well, some of us have cluttered minds. Some of us are still children.
Yes.
That's true. Hey, I'm not embarrassed to say I'm still a kid at heart.
No, that's a wonderful trait, to stay youthful.
Oh, I'm the biggest play baby Robyne knows.
I didn't hear that. I think I lost connect. Am I
I
here?
know it broke up.
I said I'm the biggest play baby Robyne knows.
Well, that's something we love about you.
That's true. I actually have to be the adult around Kim.
Yeah, there is that.
We're in trouble.
I know. You see me giving the rules?
Like I'm gonna follow them.
So, when's the big grand opening of the shop again?
December 5th will be the grand opening, which is sort of falls in conjunction with some things in town that night. That day is late night shoppers night in Sunbury, so that works out well. So hopefully, the people will come in and see that we're open and come in and look around and see what we're all about. We'll also be having the Chamber of Commerce will be there that day, and they'll be coming to do a ribbon cutting, and it'll be covered by the press. We'll be there as well, and we're sending out private invitations to some of the people that have been following me with my, the business since I started it, and just some, some people who we want to come and they'll, spread the word. And, we already have, Robyne coming in October, did her reading and did her show, coming back in
We'll
December.
open up a little bit over there.
Yeah, so she's already got a following here, which is great. She's coming back in December, and I haven't even talked to Robyne yet, but last night I was handed 8 names for, so she's absolutely booked the whole weekend. She's here again in December. So I'm hoping that just continues right into the shop. Everyone's excited that, she's coming. So, it's going to be fun. It's
such a beautiful area too, right along the Susquehanna River. And the sunsets are gorgeous, and just as you come into town, you see the carving of the, tell us about Chief Shikellamy.
Yeah, Chief Shikellamy was the leader of the Iroquois tribe, and where we are there in Sunbury is the confluence of the river. So you have the North Branch and the West Branch that come together there, and that was back in the 1700s. And during the time of Fort Augusta, Chief Shikellamy was very kept the the Indians traveled those banks up along the river to New York, so he was very instrumental in working with Conrad Weiser and keeping peace between the white folks and the Indians. And so it is, when you're coming into town, there's actually like a gazebo that you can step up onto, and if you look across to the mountain, it actually looks like. The way the mountain is, that it actually looks like his profile in the mountain. It's people come specifically to see that as you're coming through.
It really does.
And it's right, it's right across from Fort Augusta, which was, the fort, and that fort held, during the French and Indian War and the Revolutionary War. So that fort was never attacked. So we have our community has much appreciation for that fort, because if that did held during that time of war, we would be speaking French, So, so they just actually did a dedication. They rebuilt a replica of the fort right in front of the home. There was one there when I was a child, and it, unfortunately, due to weather, it had to be taken down. It was falling apart. They just redid it. They just did a whole project, $250,000 project. So there is so much history. There's history in every town, but this one we have the Hotel Edison, we have the fort. I could go on and on. I gave Robyne just a 10-cent tour back in October, and her head was literally spinning in a circle.
Yeah, it's a lot to take in.
So she was like, "Oh my God, pace got to pace me here." So
just what I love.
Yeah, it'll be exciting to get Robyne in some of these buildings, because that's the other thing. I work very hard with all the museums in the area. And when I do, they allow me to do public hunts there. I give a portion of that ticket back to them. I'm a sustaining member of all the museums in the area. They're great with my kids. The kids can come in anytime for free. So keeping those relationships, we have lots of buildings that we're going to be able to research and film or whatever we want. They're really at my disposal. So, so like I said, the community is really going to embrace this. Back when I started the first shop, I literally sat down with the mayor and told him what I was going to be doing. And he was the first person at the ribbon cutting at the other shop. So he'll be there at this one too. So, these are my friends as well, not just, people running the town, but they're my friends as well. So we're going to have a great
support.
Absolutely, yeah.
So
sounds like you're off to a good start.
Yes, we are.
So Robyne, with the shop and everything else you got going on, when are you ever going to have time for you?
Oh, I don't. This is me.
Well, I mean, you've got the shop.
Calling.
You've got the shop, but you've also got different events you're supposed to go to? You know, you're
Oh,
supposed
yes, I have ongoing events. I have a movie that we'll be filming and just wrapping up another one now. So that's all in production, in the final stages. So, yes, nothing's going to change in my life.
Oh, I didn't say it was going to change. I was just wondering when you get to breathe.
This is how I breathe. This is my life.
Because
this is every day.
Because I get you for a week in March.
Yes, you do.
I
yes,
know.
so I will be in Texas. I will be at Metaluna. I'll be teaching hopefully some classes there and doing readings during the day. And I hope we get to do an investigation while I'm out there. So Eric and Kim will be setting that up, hopefully. And then we have the Louisiana Paracon at the following weekend.
And my birthday.
And your birthday. We had to get that in there.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Hey, it's the first day of spring.
That's the most important thing.
It's the first day
and
of spring.
And on my way down, I will be in West Virginia with the original West Virginia Paranormal. And I will be filming at... think, at the Ramsdale House. So we'll be doing a DVD of that as well with Rob Henry and his group.
Rob's a good guy.
Oh,
I'm going
he's
to be
wonderful.
working with him shortly because I'm working on the West Virginia book, and he's going to be my right hand for that one.
Yes, I'm so glad I introduced you.
Yeah, so am I.
Yeah, see, perfect fit, just by free chance.
Yeah, who'd have thought? There's always somebody that kind of stumbles in front of you from somebody else, and he's, the last time I saw him when we were all together over Labor Day weekend, and I know he was not feeling so well in the arm, so hopefully he's a little better.
Well, he has fits and spurts of that, and he's not a well man, but he's a lovely man, and I love him and his family, and he's always out there doing everything for fundraising and very community oriented and just a very giving person. So I'm very honored to be working with him, and he comes to Pennsylvania as well to do projects.
Yeah, I have to get in touch with him. We've been going back and forth here and there, but then it kind of died off. So, Victoria.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we all kind of met back in July.
Yeah.
Which was kind of cool. Although it didn't end real good with me in Gettysburg that night, but we'll try not to talk about that. Was that the first time that you ever got a reading from Robyne?
It was, yes. Robyne was actually only my, I'm going to put it this way. She was my second reading, but my first official, good reading, let's put it that way. The first one I had done was in our area by an astrology center who was actually our competitor, and it didn't turn out real well. It got a little ugly at the end. So, but yes, Robyne, when I met Robyne, she was, we just started talking, and she was setting up, and I said, okay, I'll come back later. And then, I came over, and she was kind enough to give me a reading, and very, very point blank, spot on. And unfortunately, I didn't listen to her on one of the pieces of information that she gave me a few months to
do this.
And she's familiar with the story. But I just spoke to Robyne about this the other day. When I met her that day, we had, she gave me the wonderful reading. We were talking about the children, and we were talking, and she said, oh, well, we need, I'll come and I'll do something for your kids, and I think that's great, and here's my card, and stay in touch. And sometimes I like to call it lip service, and people, here's your card. You know how many business cards you get thrown at you in places, and they say, oh, we got to do this and we got to do that, and so I was like, okay, I put the card in my pocket, and I thought, wow, that was really good, and off I went, and came home and go about my business, go back to work, and So like the next day, I get this message from Robyne on Facebook, and I'm like, whoa, wait a minute, what's this, you know? And so and I just,
you know,
yeah. So I just, you know, we were together over the weekend, and I said, you know, oftentimes you don't get that person that follows up. Usually you have to, you know, go after some people, but yeah. So you know,
teen programs have been a big thing in my life. I've been a youth minister for 5 years with the Roman Catholic Church, and I've worked professionally with high-risk youth and incarcerated youth. And they had a choice to be incarcerated or come to a lockdown facility that was more like a home, and they could spend, you know, it's kind of alternative therapy again, that they could stay with me as the director of the program. And, you know, it's been very beneficial, and certainly working with the youths in the church, you know, and again, they were high risk. I worked down at the border in San Diego, so this was really, you know, rough gangbangers out there, and they were the nicest, most wanting of love and attention of any clientele that I've worked with. So it's very important to me to catch people very early on and help mold their life so they have a wonderful existence, not only in the community giving back to us as a society, but to have a rich and fulfilled life. And if we do this early and catch them as they're going through their teens and going through divorces and changes and school bullying and all these different challenges that they have coming their way, you know, what a difference life can make. So I was right on board with Victoria. I felt her words when she was saying it to me.
Well, I was sitting right there with the conversation that day, and I remember when you got up to leave, and you know, we shook hands and everything, and we exchanged business cards, which is funny that you brought up the cards, and we did find each other on Facebook, and I remember saying to you that day that I would love to bring you on the show, which in fact we did have you on, because your passion, the way you talked about what you did with these children, it really got to me, and it's wonderful that you and Robyne were able to hook up, because you've got two like-minded people that Robyne not only deals with people like myself, adults with issues and all kinds of stuff, and coaches, but she's also there for the children too. So what better combination of those two forces joining, because you really did blow me away back in July.
Oh, thank you. And I think it's Robyne, you know, after Robyne and I started, you know, messaging and things, it was like, you know, there's times in life where, you know, you meet people, and, you know, and I said this to Robyne, it was like after a few times we messaged, there was just this connection from the moment that I sat down with Robyne. And ironically, as we move forward and we talk about things that we've done, ironically, Robyne's work and the work I've done are almost, we've done many of the same things, you know, with adults, with children. It's like every time I say something, Robyne goes, I did that too. You know, so it's great. So we have, you know, we both are understanding of all of those different facets that we work with children, with adults, with disabilities, with all of that. So I think it's so nice, because, like, honestly, Robyne's like the first person I found that, you know, understands all of my work and why I do it. Because, you know, you always have those people that, you know, they say that, you know, oh, it takes a special person to do that, or, you know, but it's nice to have that other person that, you know, understands what I've done, and
it's
you know,
just the way it's life. You know, we don't even think about it. We just do it. You know, it's a natural calling.
Right.
That's just, you know, and when you brought up Indigo children, you know, I was an, you know, Indigo child. I mean, that's exactly when I read all of that. I mean, that's exactly who I am. And even into my adulthood, I struggle because I'm so compassionate about what I do. And, you know, I lost a job because of my compassion, you know, advocating for elderly and the staff. I was fired because I stood up for what was right. But you know what? It led me to a better place. And now I have, you know, a wonderful job with a young man, and we're two peas in a pod. So, you know, it's just, you know, I struggle every day. That's why I don't watch the news. I try not to read the newspaper. I can't stand it. I can't stand the negativity out there. So
I'll fill her in.
Yeah.
It was chunky.
Yeah. So
It does.
yeah. So I think it was obviously, this was meant to be, and I'm very excited, and I'm grateful for Robyne, and the work we'll be able to do together. I'm just, it's what I wanted before in my other shop, was that place to come. I really want that, to create that space where people feel safe and feel the energy and just the great work that's going to be done there. So, yeah.
So we have one Indigo and two Crystalline.
Yeah.
And we have Sherry Ernest as well. She's not on with us tonight, but I want to mention her. And she's going to be handling all of the crystals and the stones. And she's a Reiki teacher. So she'll be actually teaching instructors how to go out and teach Reiki. So
Yeah,
she's
yeah.
wonderful. She's magical.
Yeah.
She's very,
Very-
very much in the light.
Yeah, she'll be also teaching crystal workshops and
Yes.
different things like that. So, and I'll be taking my Reiki Master Teacher in January. So I'll be teaching at the center as well once I get done with that in January. So we have two of us that'll be teaching. So
Keep adding. See?
yeah,
So do you have all your positions, all your little areas filled as far as the center opening?
yeah.
Well,
yeah,
it's three businesses coming together.
yeah.
Well,
So
I wasn't sure. I mean, that there's some people out there who are like, oh, I can do that, and may want to contact you. So I wanted to.
Right.
If you
I
didn't
don't
have
know if
anything
down the road,
open, let's stop.
We'll be adding, but this is actual practices, established practices that we are bringing into one center.
right.
So
So we will have, and Robyne and I, spoke of this, but, we will be bringing in authors and, different, readers for the day, things like that, as we go along. But as far as hiring other people to come in, hopefully we're so successful in a year or so that we might have to do that. But, but for now, it's just, like you said, the three people coming together to make it
We
happen.
do it all.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
authors,
so-
I know this really good author
Yes, I know a couple of them.
who lives in Pennsylvania, who lives up in
We actually
Pennsylvania.
have, which is also exciting, in our area. I have a few authors that have done books on the history of the paranormal. One of the ladies, she just finished hers, and we have another local author. Her name is Catherine Kay, and she's going to be actually working with the teen group and actually helping writing a book with the teens, which I think is going to be great. And they're going to do research and investigation, and she's going to document all of that. And the kids, and how awesome is that for the kids to have their names in a credit in a book at the age of 13, 14, so.
I thought you were still going.
So did I.
I'm good. I feel like I'm monopolizing this whole night. And I joked with Mary earlier, Robyne, and she messaged me on Skype, and I said, yeah, if Robyne doesn't hog all the airtime, and I was joking.
Oh,
all the
nice.
time.
That's why she's not saying nothing.
You
It's
get me
not
on
my
the-
roast.
Oh yeah, that's right. We still have. Let me see. We've got less than 10 minutes because we need to get out of here at
Oh,
5
what a
So we're
shame.
going to spend the rest of the 10 minutes roasting Robyne. So Victoria, you want to tell me about those box meatballs that she brought?
Well, but the sauce was homemade. So.
Oh,
I make every single thing from scratch. Everything. So
She paid me
yeah,
evil.
that was a frozen meatball. Yep. That's an emergency.
That's it for the roast.
In fact, it was so awful, we promised we would never get them again, ever.
So she fed them to me.
Yeah.
Had to get rid of them somehow.
Just get rid of them somehow. Here, wait it. What? She thinks I'm like Mikey. Here, give it to Victoria. She'll eat it. You know?
We should have the sausage.
Yes, I had a choice. I should have went with the sausage.
Right.
Oh well.
Yeah.
Now, well, we won't roast Robin. We love Robin.
Well, that and she's holding the chocolate peeps hostage.
Yes.
That's right. You know, I have an old stale pack from Easter. I was going to bring them up tonight, and I forgot to bring them up from the kitchen.
Oh yeah, that's perfect. That's the best when they're stale, and we float them on the cocoa.
Well, see, I like them when I get them at Easter. Well, we get a couple packs because Rick consumes a whole pack himself, but he likes his still soft. So painstakingly, so much I love them, I take them out of the pack and I wrap each one individually in plastic wrap and
Oh
put it
my
in the
gosh.
So
He's
every
spoiled.
time he grabs one, they're fresh. Now me, I gotta open mine. Mine you gotta throw against the wall. That's how I like them.
Right, you got to poke a hole in the package and then wait a week before you get near them.
Right.
That's how you eat a peep.
Yes, I agree. But oh no, around here they have to be soft. So once you open the package, what are you supposed to do? So there I am on Easter Saturday night. I'm wrapping them up individually. Sometimes he gets colored plastic wrap. I colored for me.
Oh no. Well, I did just see the mint peeps at the store.
Oh mint, that sounds good.
Wonder if they have like candy cane colored ones. I haven't seen those yet.
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, they do. Yeah.
the little chicks
they're
are.
more like these cats that I got because they're creamy, and then they have little broken pieces of the mint in it, the peppermint.
Yeah, and the ones I saw, they're
something
white. They're white chick peeps, but they have not only the crushed peppermint but the colored sugars on it too.
Mm-hmm.
So they're like candy cane colored.
Possibilities are endless.
We could do a whole show on peeps.
I think we should.
We could keep Eric busy because he likes to put those pictures in between. I got peep sites I got.
Welcome to the
We
peep hour.
haven't gotten your wall lately, Kim.
I know, I'm slacking.
I know everybody's been busy.
I know, Victoria, you weren't around in the beginning when poor Robin, she was afraid to hit Facebook. Then we got the unsuspecting souls involved too. The ones that you would never think would be bad, but they couldn't help but join us smearing her wall with peep pictures. We got bad there after a while.
Peeps are therapeutic.
Yes,
That's
they are.
alternative too. If somebody's upset, how can they continue being upset if you give them a peep?
Unless you give them a peep with a Jurassic Park theme, then Robin throws things at you.
Yes. With their little heads bit off.
So before we run out of time and the clock is ticking, we're down to 4 minutes here. What do you guys have coming up? I know you mentioned something in the beginning, but let's
Yes,
go over it again.
we have Penn's Tavern, and I'll be back there doing a show in the evening. I think all of the reading spots are filled at this point. I'll be reading all day. This will be December 8th. December 7th, I have one in Sunbury.
Northumberland, yep. It's called,
What's the name of the location?
The location's called the Townside 2. It's a venue, and I have you set up there on the 7th, and at this point you're almost booked that day as well. So
Okay, so that's one down, but just
Yeah.
so you know, I'm out there. And then Sunday, I have Penn's Tavern, so we'll have a lecture in the evening, and this is the Ghosts of Christmas Past. So I'll be doing the photo scrying from holiday photos specifically.
Oh, wow. And now when is this one?
This will be
December
December 8th.
And where's
At
it going to
Penn's
be held?
Tavern.
Penn's Tavern. Is that a Sunday?
yes.
Yes, it's Sunday, and yeah, maybe you can come.
Oh, maybe I
That
can
would be a
come.
lot of
Yeah.
fun. And of course readings all day long as well prior to the lecture. But at 10 o'clock on Sunday the 8th is the airing of me on When Ghosts Attack on Destination America.
Okay.
So I hope everybody watches, and I'll be channeling a demonic dog and talking about demonology and my views on that. So kind of interesting.
Okay. And Victoria, if people want to get a hold of you, where do they find you besides Facebook?
Yes, they can find me on my website, which is www.spiritreachers.com. You can purchase the event tickets for Robyne's Easter Christmas Past right on the website. Or they can call me, 570-975-5951.
Okay. And Robyne?
And mine is Robyne Marie, that's REVROBYNEMARIE.com. But you can find all of us at indigolightcenter.com. So feel free to contact us there, and please visit the center.
And one item I know you can get at the center. You want to tell us what this is, Victoria?
That is the Aura Protection Spray. So basically that is a spray with patchouli, rosemary, clove, and sage. And it has peridot, tourmaline, and rose quartz. So those crystals are charged with Reiki energy. They're placed into the spray, and that spray is, again, it's Aura Protection. So it's aromatherapy, but it's also to cleanse your aura. And again, I explained on the last show that I came up with that because after having the police pull over in a parking lot after an investigation because I was lighting a hunk of sage and the neighbors thought that we were smoking marijuana in the parking lot, I came up with the bottled spray. Again, it's people enjoy it. The smell is wonderful. It's very relaxing. And you can also get that on my website, and I'll ship it out wherever you want it to go. So it's $12 a bottle for 8 ounces. So
I feel like QVC.
And just for you.
just for you for $19.95.
Yeah. But if you
Side
find
bottle.
out in the next 10 minutes.
Yeah, exactly. Well, thank you, ladies, for joining us tonight, and we wish you both the best of luck. And you know what? You probably don't even need it coming from me because you guys are off to a great start, and I'm sure you'll do well.
Thank you.
All right. Well, we have to go. We have to do our good nights and all that other good stuff, and thank you so much.
Thanks for having us on.
All right.
Thank you, ma'am.
Bye.
Okay, Kim, next week is our Thanksgiving show.
It is.
Yes, it is. And we have a very special show planned.
We do.
Yes, we do. It's actually, we don't have a guest next week. We
Nope.
are the guests.
Yep.
And we are asking some people to call in and tell us what they're thankful for this year. And what's going on in their lives. So it's going to be a little bit different spin, and we just get to be ourselves. Not that we're not ourselves every week. We'll be a little bit more, wait a minute, I didn't do it. We'll be a little bit more.
Order up.
So anyway.
Did you ever find your smudge or
Now, are we off or on?
no?
No, what?
No, we're not off yet.
Oh, okay. No, I never found my...
Well, see,
Sage?
Victoria said that she made the spray because they thought she was smoking pot, and it reminded me that the airport had taken your sage.
I know. I called and left a very angry message, and nobody's called me back yet. But anyway, maybe by this time next Monday, I'll be able to say, I got my sage back.
Yeah.
And with that...
And if not, just let me know. I'll get you sage.
Yes. Well, I got my spray, so... I'm good to go for now. Anyway, I think that's it for us, so I guess we should say goodnight.
And stick around because there are more shows this evening.
You got it.
And
All
with
right,
that,
good night, everybody.
we're out of here. Night, Mary.
Good night.